Good afternoon, everyone. Last time we have discussed on how Adam and Eve was blessed with two sons, which is Cain and Abel. And now Cain and Abel offered their offerings to God, where it says in Andrews there was no actual instruction on how they are going to do it. But in some parts of the Bible, it was mentioned that the God is looking at the heart, and if you can see in the flow of the story, it shows what is the heart, what type of heart does Cain have, which led him to some of the things that had happened. So we are going to continue in chapter 4, verse 8 and 9. Now Cain talked with Abel his brother, and it came to pass when they were in the field that Cain rose up against Abel his brother and killed him. Then the Lord said to Cain, "Where is Abel your brother?" He said, "I do not know. Am I my brother's keeper?" Okay, so there's a lot of things to discuss here. First is that we saw from the situation what type of heart does Cain have. He's not remorseful of what he did. This is the first murder. Imagine there are just a few humans. There's only 4, and his anger was that great, and it led him to kill Abel. The earth is very young, and we've seen how what happened when we allow sin to come into our hearts. So he was warned previously in the previous chapter, verse 7. He was warned by God that evil is waiting at the door, but he has to overcome it. Remember? But he did not. In here, he was not remorseful. Remember when Adam and Eve ate the fruit of the tree of knowledge of good and evil? They were not also remorseful of what they did. Instead, they blame each other. But our loving God, instead of banishing this creature in front of him because they're disobedient and they're not remorseful, they don't feel sorry for what they did, especially this one, Cain, where he ended up killing his brother because of his hatred. We see the true nature of God. Instead of confronting Cain, he asked Cain, "Where's your brother?" And what is the response of Cain? Which is, "Am I my brother's keeper?" He is, because he is the eldest, right? Or he is the eldest? Yeah, he's the eldest. So he should be his brother's keeper, even though he's the youngest, wherever. But we should be our brother's keeper. I should be my brother's keeper. We should look at each other's back, right? So in here, he renounced that also. Again, from the flow of the story, we see a very loving God and a very rebellious humanity. And then later in the verses that will follow, we will see what will happen to Cain. That's it. We now prove in these verses that God is a loving God. Bye.